Poniyin Selvan, The Son of Ponni, is a historical fiction novel by Indian author Kalki Krishnamurthy, written in Tamil. It was first serialized in the weekly editions of Kalki, a Tamil magazine, from the 29th of October 1950 to the 16th of May 1954 and later integrated into 5 volumes in 1955. In about 2,210 pages, it tells the story of early days of Chola Prince Arulmozhivarman. Kalki visited Sri Lanka 3 times to gather information and for inspiration. Poniyin Selvan is regarded as one of the greatest novels of Tamil literature. 1. The fan following for the series, which was published weekly in Kalki, was such that it elevated the magazine circulation to reach a figure of 71,366 copies, a vast readership in a newly independent India. Citation needed. The book continued to be admired in the modern era, developing a cult following and fanbase among people of all generations. Poniyin Selvan has garnered critical acclaim for its tightly woven plot, vivid narration, wit of the dialogue, and portrayal of the intrigues and power struggle of the Chola Empire in the 10th century. A film adaptation of the novel, directed by Indian filmmaker Mani Ratnam, is underway. The first part, Poniyin Selvan, I.P.S.1, was released on the 30th of September 2022. The second part, Poniyin Selvan, E.P.S.2, is set to be released on the 28th of April 2023. 2. And let's move on to the summary of this book. The story revolves around Vandiyatheevan, a charming, brave and courageous young man who sets out across the Chola land to deliver a message from the Crown Prince, Aditya Karikalan, to the Emperor Sundara Chola and the Princess Kundavi. The story shuttles between Vandiyatheevan's travels in Chola country and the young Prince Arulmozhivarman's, later known as Raja Chola, travels in Sri Lanka. The narrative details attempts by his sister Kundavi to bring back Arulmozhivarman to establish political peace in a land seemingly beset with unrest and civil war plotted by vassals and petty chieftains. Parantaka Chola was succeeded by his second son Gandaraditya, as the eldest son Rajaditya had died in a battle. At the time of Gandaraditya's death, his son Madurantaka was a 2-year-old child, and hence Gandaraditya's brother Arinjaya ascended the throne. After Arinjaya's death, his son Parantaka II, Sundara Chola, was crowned. He had 2 sons, Aditya Karikalan, Arulmozhivarman, and a daughter named Kundavi. The story begins as the Emperor Sundara Chola is ill and bedridden. His son Aditya Karikalan is the general of the Northern Command and lives in Kanchi. The younger son Arulmozhivarman is in Sri Lanka on a military campaign. Their sister Kundavi lives in the Chola royal household at Pazyare. The story advances when rumors abound that there is a conspiracy against Sundara Chola and his sons. Vallavarayan Vandiyatheevan confirms these suspicions by eavesdropping on a secret meeting at the Kadambur palace of his friend Kandhanmaran. In his youth, Aditya Karikalan had fallen in love with Nandini, but she turned vengeful and vowed to destroy the Chola dynasty after Aditya Karikalan killed Veerapandiyam. We also meet Kundavi Piratti, who after hearing the news of the conspiracy sends Vandiyatheevan to Sri Lanka to give a message to Arulmozhivarman to come back immediately. Besides these, there are other characters like Madurantaka Deva, the man whom the conspirators want to crown king, the son of Gandaraditya, and Anirudh Brahmaryar, Sundara Chola's prime minister and the man who has eyes and ears everywhere. Vandiyatheevan also meets Brahmaryar's spy Azikadiyan Nambi, a man who roams the country challenging Shivites to debates. He collects information for the prime minister and is always around Vandiyatheevan, rescuing him from trouble. Other characters include Vanathi, a Kodumbalur princess, the woman who later becomes Arulmozhivarman's wife, who is in love with Arulmozhivarman, Poonchali, the boatwoman who rows the future king to Lanka, Mandakini, the deaf and mute birth mother of Madurantaka Chola and the aunt of Poonchali. Most memorable among the female characters is Nandini, whose beauty is said to have the power to influence any man. Manimangalai, the sister of Kandhanmaran, the Kadambur prince, who helps Nandini without any knowledge that she is the conspirator and who also turns against Vandiyatheevan, his best friend. Meanwhile, with Poonchali's help, Vandiyatheevan reaches Sri Lanka, meets Arulmozhivarman, and becomes his close friend. In Sri Lanka, Arulmozhivarman realizes that his father had spent some time on a nearby island and had been with a girl who was born deaf and mute. He meets her and realizes from her drawing that she and his father have had 2 children. Who are those children and do they have the right to the throne? Later one day in Tirupurambiyam forest, Vandyathivan sees Nandini and the Pandya conspirators place a small boy on a throne and take a vow in front of him. Who is this boy and what right does he have to the throne? While coming back from Sri Lanka, Arulmozhivarman is caught in a cyclone and goes missing. Rumor spreads that he is dead, but he survives and recuperates at Chudamani Viharam, a Buddhist monastery. Then slowly the dispersed family starts assembling. The conspirators meanwhile choose a day in which both the emperor and both of his sons will be assassinated. Nandini in the meantime calls Aditya Karikalan to Kadambur palace to discuss the future of the kingdom. Though Karikalan knows that his life is in utter danger, he travels to Kadambur to meet with Nandini. Aditya Karikalan is then assassinated at the palace. Meanwhile, Arulmozhivarman recovers and returns to Thanjavur, where he was initially forced to accept the crown. He appears to acquiesce, but later tricks everyone during the coronation ceremony and crowns his uncle Uthama Chola instead. Thus the fifth part of the book is named as Thiyaga Sigram, the pinnacle of sacrifice.